Are you ready to go deep? Really deep? The best knowledge is practical knowledge. So get ready to do some work. Develop new skills, try out new approaches, and apply what you learn to improve your startup or company. Actions speak louder than words. Let's workshop.
Welcome back, everyone. 4 o'clock here in Maribor at Podim Conference. My name is Stoyan, and after this inspiring keynote from Sepide Dandan, we're going to get practical. And I would like to invite here on the stage our workshop facilitators from, I hope I pronounce it right, Hitpool, which is actually named as LinkedIn Partner Champion 2021. Two of the key guys, Sarunas Sakalauskas Luka Z, gajnar. Welcome.
Hello, welcome.
How are you guys doing today?
Hello.
Perfect.
And actually, where are you joining us from?
So from shiny Vilnius.
And I'm from Ljubljana.
Okay, so how do you pronounce this? Is it Hitpool or is it like a HTTP? How do we pronounce it correctly?
Let's say that it's HTTP pool. Yeah. Everybody pronounces as they want it, but no problem.
No problem. Great. So, guys, why don't you give us a bit of an idea for the audience, but also for our tech team here? What is the format of this workshop? How is that session going to look like? And is there anything we need to know to be ready, both the audience, but also here in the studio to be able to facilitate it in the most proper way?
I will start. So we made a great introduction with Sepide. And you already asked a few questions. So actually we split our workshop in 2 parts. I will start with probably organic part and what we can do with LinkedIn organically. And what we noticed that we are working with the new businesses, with the startups all around Europe, and the startups starting the digital existence from LinkedIn. And actually, what's the synergy between organic and paid? What's the synergy between personal profile and company pages? So I will cover that part, and Luka probably will talk about marketing.
Correct. I'm going to be covering marketing solutions and actually how businesses can, let's say, create strategies and approach LinkedIn advertising in order to build their business.
That sounds amazing. I actually want to join the workshop as a participant, so hopefully I'll get a chance to do that. So what I can say to you guys, the floor is yours. We're going to finish around 5:25 and be back here in the studio. So the floor is yours. Enjoy yourself. If there's anything, we are around to support you. But hey, everybody who's listening, the audience of Podim, this is going to be amazing. You want to be part of this workshop. So guys, the floor is yours.
Okay, so
thank you.
Thanks, and I will start with sharing my screen. Just confirm that you can see it.
Yes.
Okay, just a sec. Okay, so HTTP, that's how we pronounce correctly. And actually, I will start, everyone from us, just when we're meeting, we need to connect, yeah? So here you can see the easiest way on LinkedIn, how we can connect. So it's my QR code, and everyone from you can scan it. So actually on search, you can click on the scan tab, and you can scan my QR code. And actually that's how we can easily connect, even not meeting live. And when we're meeting live, it's really the fastest way to connect on LinkedIn. And how to present yourself. So yes, LinkedIn profile is the best way. So as you can see on my LinkedIn profile, now I'm speaking on Podim conference. Yeah, so nice to meet you. And actually what I am really using and what I really like is contact info tab on LinkedIn. So you need to find phone number, you need to find the address, actually all additional information. So all that information you can find easily on my contact info. So when it's really advice, if you're not really active LinkedIn user, just you can always double check on contact info, about future prospects, about business partners, even about friends when they're changing their phone number during COVID. So nice to meet you. My name is Sarunas Sakalauskas. I'm based in Vilnius, and as you can see from my LinkedIn profile, I'm LinkedIn Partner Director. Also, I'm actually participating as a speaker in the conferences. So actually, this headline on our personal profile, it's our positioning. It's part of our personal branding, and so actually, all of us we should use that part to introduce ourselves. I chose the format for this webinar, frequently asked questions, and I had similar webinar a few weeks ago in the Baltics. So I would say I'm facing those questions during workshops. So let's go through, and in the end we can have a real Q&A. So let's start from the first one. So what's the positioning of LinkedIn? Sepede mentioned in the presentation. So actually, probably it's not anymore only platform related with HR. Yes. So a new LinkedIn positioning is business content. I would say it's the biggest business content platform in the world. And yes, as you can see, HR and talent solutions, it's part of it. But on LinkedIn now, we have much more possibilities than 10 years ago. So it's also LinkedIn Learning, it's LinkedIn Sales Solutions, it's LinkedIn Talent Solutions. And me and Luka, we are mostly working on the marketing solution part. And I would say I'm already with LinkedIn for 7-8 years. So I would say that marketing solution part, actually, it's the most developing part of the platform, and actually the newest possibilities, the newest opportunities on the platforms related with development of marketing solution part. About users, so globally on LinkedIn we have already more than 700 millions. And what's really interesting that in United States, with all other social networks, probably we have much more users than in Europe. But with the latest numbers, with the latest growth, it could be that this or next year in Europe, we will have even more LinkedIn users than in the United States. Also, what's really interesting that LinkedIn is the only platform from Silicon Valley that actually we can target in China, and we have LinkedIn in China. So it's also a lot of new opportunities for businesses that trying to target China. But of course, for us in our region, it's the most interesting thing. What's the situation in European markets and Central and Eastern Europe? So here, the situation with HTTP pool markets, we representing LinkedIn. And here we have two columns. Yeah. So first one, it's number of social media users in the market. And the second is LinkedIn users in the market. And it's just, I chose Austria, Croatia, and Slovenia. You can see similar percentage. So about 35% of all social media users using LinkedIn. But here we can see that a lot of place to grow. And in our region, LinkedIn, during last year, we got 6 million additional users. And you can see the situation in Switzerland. Yeah, so it's about 70% of social media users using LinkedIn. So we have Switzerland, we have Scandinavian markets, we have UK, US, Canada, from 60 to 70% of social media users using LinkedIn. So you can see that in our region, a lot of space to grow, and probably in 2 and 3 years, it could be that actually we will double LinkedIn users numbers in some markets. Here it's crazy, insane number from Lithuania, from the market I'm operating, and here the LinkedIn data usage number from one telco in Lithuania during first lockdown last year. So in 2020, they compared just mobile app usage in the market, and actually it was two platforms. So now we are on Zoom, So Zoom and LinkedIn grew about 7 times. Data usage grew about 7 times. So it's actually just confirmation that the platform is really trending, and it's not only growing by members, by new members, but also we can experience the LinkedIn growth by usage. Second question I would like to ask is how LinkedIn different from other social media. So here Sepeda mostly answered that part, but here we can compare with Facebook and Twitter, and actually it's clear that actually expectations from the platform is totally different. So it's not about entertainment, it's not about connections with our friends. It's more about learning. It's more about improving our careers, and as I mentioned, it's really related with new LinkedIn positioning. It's business content platform, and also it's really important to mention that actually internet users, social media users really trust LinkedIn. So here is business intelligence report. So we have the same numbers and the same data from 2020. So it's LinkedIn is already 4 years in the road the most trusted platform, and I think we will have a similar situation in the upcoming years. And why it's important to be on the platform. Also, actually, it's really related with our reputation. So if our personal profile, if our company page, actually we filled everything, it's up to LinkedIn recommendations. So it's definitely it will be number top 3 position on the search, on the Google search. And I would say if you don't have LinkedIn profile, it means at the moment it means lost opportunities actually. And it's related that everything on LinkedIn starts with LinkedIn profile. So what's important? What we should include in our LinkedIn profiles? So it's our virtual digital CV, and really great stats. You can see that photo is really important. So with profiles with photo, it's 9 times more connections, it's more than 20 times more profile views, and more than 30 times more messages. So I would say if LinkedIn users, if they don't see photo on LinkedIn profile, they perceive it as a fake account. So photo is really important, and it's a must. Second thing, it's cover photo. So just you saw that now I'm speaking at Podim conference, but actually I'm using accordingly the situation. So we have our corporate cover photo, but also when we have events, when we're participating in the conference, when we're doing training, actually we can use it. And it's really the new feature that actually when we double checking who viewed our profile, we also can see, actually the cover photo, and it could be, part of our positioning. So here you can see that from November to February, during 3 months, more than 2,400 people visited my LinkedIn profile. So when we have the traffic and when people visiting your profile, definitely we have to use our cover photo to announce what's important for us. Actually, it's a great billboard, great billboard for the main message. Also, it's really important to insert our industry, and also you can see that it's 9 times more profile views, and it's really important. The same with the draft compelling summary. So here, especially for startup community, actually it's our elevator pitch. And it's what's really important to use the keywords. What's really important for us and for our business. So here you have to use the same keywords you're using in your headline. What's your core essence actually, and what's your position? So here we can think like search engine optimization modules, because actually we need to use the same keywords we want to be found. Also, it's great feature that on LinkedIn we have feature tool, and on our personal profile we can show what's the most important articles, our trending post, etc. So it's really great place to mark what's really important for us and to mark the main messages. Experience part, it's actually we have this opportunity to insert media. Also regarding numbers, it's also, if it's filled correctly, it's 8 times more profile views and 10 times more messages. And what's really important, that probably the last position, it's important. It's not so important on experience part what we were doing 10 or 20 years ago. Skills and endorsements, actually it's important for recommendations. And here, okay, when we're speaking about recommendations, we can ask our colleagues, our partners, to give us recommendation, and actually it's also related with our positioning. So actually I showed in the beginning that actually I'm working as a LinkedIn professional and as a speaker in conferences, and I have 2 recommendations. So one is about confirmation that actually I can advise clients. Second one is about my experience as a speaker in the conferences. What I really like, possibility to have certifications, and actually probably it's even more important than universities we finished 20 years ago. So for example, now we have a certification program on LinkedIn, and you can see that actually certified LinkedIn marketing solution specialist, and the certification expires in February 2023. So here, that part is actually it can be always live, and we can double check, the skills. What's the connection limit? Because actually, probably, we all of us, we have different number of connection, and what's really interesting that on LinkedIn we have limits. It's 30,000 connection, and after that, people can become only our followers. So I would say it's really interesting criteria for influencers on LinkedIn, because we can invite about 30,000 people by ourselves, yes, but all the rest, it's already our followers. So if someone has more than 30,000 followers, it means that actually it's this person is really influencer on LinkedIn. What type of LinkedIn pages we have? So Sepide already mentioned, and the newest update from LinkedIn, that we have 3 type of pages. So we have LinkedIn company page, we have showcase page, and the new thing that finally we have product pages. So the good example is LinkedIn itself. So LinkedIn page, it's a LinkedIn page. When we're talking about showcase pages, so we have LinkedIn marketing solutions, LinkedIn sales solutions, LinkedIn talent solutions. And when we're talking about product, so for example, Sales Navigator, it's LinkedIn product. So with the same structure at the moment, IT software companies can create product pages, and it could be that in the nearest future we will have possibility to create services pages also on LinkedIn. The most followed LinkedIn page is actually TED conferences. It's already I think 3 years in a row, and it could be even more followers, because I made this print screen I think 1 month ago, so it could be more than 20 millions. And actually it's really impressive how LinkedIn organic algorithm works. And actually, now we will be speaking how we can convert our personal connections to the page followers. And here we have really simple trick. So every LinkedIn administrator can invite their connections to become LinkedIn follower. You can find it on admin tool, invite connections. And here's really important that actually during 1 month, we have 100 credits. It means that actually we can invite 100 our connections. And when someone becoming follower, we can have this credit back. So it means that we can invite even more. And the trick here is that actually we can make our top management, for example, page admin and invite their connection. So that's probably the best way to build a community organically by inviting our connections through company page. And I think, from last year LinkedIn stats is that everyone from us, we have 10 times more connections than our company pages. And that's why this tool is trending. About trending content, it's not so easy to understand, what's trending on the platform. Sepide mentioned that we can follow trending hashtags, but already 2 months we have really nice tool, and everyone from you can double check it. So every company employee, and it's visible only for employees, every company employee can visit the company page, and we have My Company tab, new My Company tab. And here we can see trending coworker content. So for example, I made this print screen a few weeks ago, and I can see that actually Luka's post that he will be speaking about Podim, it was one of the trending posts. Also, our colleague Justina from Poland, she posted that HT will become partner champion, LinkedIn partner champion. It was also one of the trending posts. So it's really interesting to double check what's trending on the platform. And now the part I promised, how LinkedIn organic algorithm works. So what's really important to know is that LinkedIn organic algorithm works for 24 hours. And what does it mean? That actually all our followers, company followers, or our connections, they can see when we are posting, they can see it if they join LinkedIn within 24 hours. So they can see organically on their feed. And here is a good example that organically on LinkedIn we can create viral posts. So here you can see that. And I posted that on Baltics. We reached 1 million LinkedIn users. And during first hour, I got 63 reactions, and it's already almost 1,700 people saw this post. After 2 hours, the situation it's even better. It's already 100 reactions and almost 3,000 views. After 23 hours, it's already almost 500 reactions and 25,000 views. So after 24 hours, actually this post became viral for 1 week. And in total, more than actually 100,000 people saw this post. But after 1 week, actually LinkedIn algorithm stopped. But if you're creating really, and this post actually probably makes sense, it's actual only for Baltics, yeah. But in some cases, if you can create a post that actually it's interesting for larger region, and actually, or the topic is wider. So actually, after 1 week, LinkedIn editors they could let this post be viral for 1 month or even longer. So with LinkedIn we have really strong organic algorithm, and it's really nice that actually organically we can reach large audiences. Second thing about new changes and an algorithm, that what's really important. So we have 150 symbols before this see more part. So here we should think like it's a headline, yeah. So we should think that it should be interesting and people should click on that see more. Here I'm posting that in Lithuania we have already more than 500,000 LinkedIn users. And after that, actually, it's really important that people would stay with our post. Yeah. So it's not only think that it's important that they would click on see more, but they should stay and they should read our post till the end. And it really helps actually to have better numbers. Another thing, and how we can see it with video, that the time people spending with the post is really important. Here I posted a video from Lithuanian National Opera Ballet Theater. It became viral on TikTok, but actually it became viral with my post also on LinkedIn, because actually it was interesting and people in LinkedIn audience, they were watching actually all, it's almost 1 minute length, and they were watching actually. So you can see the statistics. It's not only 3,000 reactions, 90 comments, and 135 shares. The main thing why this post became viral, that LinkedIn users spent 26,000 minutes. So it's more than 50 hours by watching this video. And actually, the time people spending with our content now is crucial, and that now is really important. So when we're thinking how to create, viral post on LinkedIn, so we should be thinking about that one thing. It should be catchy in the beginning, but people would like to watch it or to read it till then. So here it's probably really important when we're talking about LinkedIn algorithm. The most common mistakes for LinkedIn users, it's also related with algorithm. And here actually I have a case with even 2 mistakes in let's call it mistakes. So actually we shouldn't be thinking that the more is better on LinkedIn. This 24 hours organic algorithm makes that actually we shouldn't be cannibalize actually our post. And for example, if I post it now, I should let this post run on LinkedIn for 24 hours. And here you can see the print screen that someone who is company page admin, someone made 3 posts in a row, 8 hours, 8 hours, 8 hours. So actually it's not working. And actually the second post will stop the first one. Another, I would call mistake, and actually any social network, we can talk about the same situation with Facebook, with Twitter. Actually, social media don't like copy-paste links. So actually, when you copy-pasting a link from third-party platform and posting on the LinkedIn, probably you won't meet a great results with your post. So another thing, sharing. So actually, probably you noticed when you're sharing, it's really good for our original post, but it's not really good for your post. So here you can see an example. So we have personal branding trainings with my wife, and first one, it's original post, and you can see stats. It's more than 11,000 views. And second one, I'm sharing my original post. So second post, you can see only 57 views. So definitely that by sharing, you can't expect that you will reach your audience, that you will reach your connection. So when you're sharing, it's really good for the first source, for first post. So when you're sharing your company post, or when company sharing employee post, you should keep in mind that actually in some cases maybe better to post original post. How to use hashtags on LinkedIn? LinkedIn recommendation is actually to have 2 maximum 3 hashtags. It's not the same. Also the same rule. More, it's not better. It's not the hashtags like we're using on Instagram. Yeah. So LinkedIn recommendation to use 2 or 3 hashtags, and one should be actually unique hashtag and one generic. So here actually first hashtag in that case that actually it's a general LinkedIn hashtag, but Partner Connect actually it's LinkedIn event. And when I'm using this hashtag, probably people who following that hashtag, they can see actually this post in their feed. So another example here is actually it's possible that with the hashtags the post can become viral or so. So in that case, Ministry of Foreign Affairs, they posted and they actually inserted hashtag Dubai. And this post became viral because it was more popular than average post with hashtag Dubai. And you can see the results. So actually more than 3,500 reactions and organic impression more than 100,000. So not every post from Ministry of Foreign Affairs actually of Lithuania reaching those numbers, but actually it was success case because of Dubai, hashtag Dubai, and actually people who following hashtag Dubai, they were receiving notification on their LinkedIn profiles. And in the end, how to start with LinkedIn? So actually here, Sepeda mentioned that we are representing LinkedIn in Central Eastern Europe. You can see the markets we are covering. And yes, actually, we are really proud that this year, LinkedIn named HT as partner champion. And now my colleague Luka, he will tell you more about LinkedIn possibilities for marketing solution part. So thank you. It was a pleasure.
Thank you, Sarunas. Let me share my screen right now. Just let me know if you can see it.
Yes, I can see Luka.
Perfect. Thank you, Sarunas, for that great introduction. Thank you, everyone, for taking your time today. Hope you're all doing well. As Sarunas already mentioned, my name is Lucas Gajnar, and I'm the regional LinkedIn lead at HT Pool. We just went through, let's say, quickly the audience on LinkedIn and what LinkedIn is all about, and some of the best tips and tricks on how to approach LinkedIn organically. And I'm going to take you through LinkedIn marketing solutions. One of the things that you have to keep in mind is before we suggest anyone to start implementing their strategies using LinkedIn marketing solutions and so on, it's crucial for you to have your organic presence on LinkedIn sorted out, because the presence on LinkedIn is a combination of everything. And as Sepeda already mentioned, your LinkedIn company page is sort of the window on LinkedIn into the world, presenting your company, meaning that you will be bringing people also to your LinkedIn your LinkedIn company page, meaning that the organic part has to be covered before you start any advertising. So today we're going to take a look at the following. We're going to dissect the key LinkedIn pillars, see how there are different ways to approach LinkedIn advertising based on the KPIs that you're trying to achieve. We're going to quickly take a look at the survey made by LinkedIn connected to the B2B sales process, about which Sep briefly talked about. We're going to quickly take a look at the link on the products of LinkedIn marketing solutions, the main targeting parameters that you can use, and so on. And then we're going to take a look at the tools that are available in order for us to track, monitor, and optimize all our LinkedIn endeavors. I know we briefly already talked about this, but I'm going to explain it in a bit of a different way so you can see the connection. So there are three main LinkedIn pillars. The first one is LinkedIn marketing solutions. So this has everything to do with marketing and advertising of your products or services on LinkedIn, and is everything that is being done directly in the campaign manager. The next one is LinkedIn talent solutions. It's mostly focused on attracting talent through promotion of open job vacancies, through the other solutions that the talent solutions have, such as LinkedIn Recruiter, which sort of works as a talent management platform. And the third one is LinkedIn Sales Solutions, which one of the main things that it has to offer is LinkedIn Sales Navigator, which is sort of a mini advanced CRM system within the LinkedIn ecosystem that enables you to get additional search features in order to look for, let's say, people or companies, and you're able to manage the communication with them. But as always, and this hasn't been like this in the past, but it's now starting to come together, these pillars are really connected. So on one hand, you might be promoting your company to potential employees through ads available in the marketing solutions, and then later promote specific job vacancies and so on through the talent solutions module. While on the other hand, you might be using LinkedIn marketing solutions in order to generate different leads and then start connecting and communicating with these leads through LinkedIn Sales Navigator. While on the other hand, you might use LinkedIn Sales Navigator based on the potential clients that you know and you're already working with to see the specific parameters that you might be using in the marketing solutions targeting when starting out your different campaigns. So this is not only linked directly to LinkedIn, this is linked directly to, let's say, B2B marketing. There are always sort of three specific stages of or objectives of what you're doing on LinkedIn. So on one hand, it's brand awareness. With brand awareness, you're building awareness about your business and about what you do. And this is crucial for all companies, but especially for newer up-and-coming companies and startups, because you have to remember, people don't know about you, and you need to invest in order to get in front of the right people, present who you are, what you do, and how you can make their life or business, let's say, easier or better for them. Then we have lead generation, where, of course, our focus is to generate leads and thus gather data about our potential clients. And we'll talk about lead generation a little bit more later on. And last but not least, we have the so-called sales support. So this can be split into two different sections. On one hand, you might know the exact client that you want to approach, and you could use some support on LinkedIn to generate awareness about your brand, your company, or product with those specific people. This is called directly and doing it through account-based marketing. While on the other hand, you might be looking at sales support as the post-sales activities. We'll go through this survey. One of the points was exactly about the post-sales activations, meaning that a lot of companies still need you to communicate with them and, let's say, let them go through the whole process of onboarding and so on, because too many times it happens that after a client is signed, that there's a breakup period and you don't hear from the company anymore. What you have to know is that these things are usually always connected. So a lot of times it happens that people directly jump into lead generation saying, okay, we need to gather the best possible results. We're going to invest our money in lead generation. But what happens is that they don't get the desired results. And why? Now, we're quickly going to jump into this survey that was made to go through 3 different points so you can understand a little bit better about how to create your strategy for LinkedIn. So this was a survey made last year between July and August. It's called the Age of Agility. I'm going to showcase 3 main takeaways, or let's say trends, that you should consider when creating or adapting your strategy. There were almost 6,000 participants, all decision makers who participated in this survey. from all around the world. And it means this is a truly valuable source of information. And it showcases that a lot of companies are missing a great number of opportunities to their somewhat, let's say, imperfect approach. So the first one is the anonymous buyer. The second one is the established or challenger. And the third one is the post-sales gap. So the trend number one is the anonymous buyer. The majority of participants stated that too many companies are asking too much too soon. And around 70% of participants stated that although a company might be presenting something they're interested in, like a case study, a white paper, etc., that they aren't willing to share their contact info with them in return at such early stage, as people tend to research a company before getting in touch. And the key takeaway right here is that the marketing plans must be better in line with the modern purchasing journey, because we don't have like only one decision maker in each company. Now everyone's involved in the buying decision-making process. So no matter how the businesses work, as Seth already mentioned, on average, there's about 7 people making the actual decision for buying something new. And reaching this increasingly diverse group of buyers is crucial for marketers. And where this goes to show is that it also affects the sort of content and the communication that we're doing, because we have to create different sort of content, different sort of marketing materials, and different sort of benefits that we're presenting to different functions within the company, letting them know how, let's say, a single solution is either going to be really easy to implement, beneficial for their end customer, beneficial for their business because it's going to generate a better ROI and so on. And that's why this sort of content has to be adjusted. Now, the second one is established or challengers, because the buyers want both innovation and reliability, and they want them both at once. Due to the fact that the world is so digitalized right now, they're spoiled for choice, and they're on the lookout for new solutions, meaning that they're open to different challenger brands. So you can clearly see right now that more than 80% of technology buyers are open to emerging players, which presents, of course, a big opportunity. So if you're better or different than your competition, go ahead, because you might be surprised with the result. However, as I mentioned, 76% of buyers said that vendors' experience and knowledge is a crucial factor. And this is something that has to be communicated with them throughout the marketing funnel. And last but not least is the post-sales gap. So the problem right now is that too many marketers stop their marketing activities after the sale. And tech buyers in the survey clearly stated that they want more support after the sale, and we're willing to pick a tech brand based on this factor. And marketers on LinkedIn are learning that the value of their post-sales engagements, and are finding new and innovative ways to help customers with product onboarding and implementation. So as you can see on the screen, around 56% of tech buyers in the EMEA region said that the post-sales support is a major factor behind which brands they actually choose on the end. Now let's shy away from the survey itself and let's get back to LinkedIn advertising and the main feature of LinkedIn advertising, which is B2B lead gen. So the first thing to consider is called the full funnel approach. As we've seen when reviewing the survey and taking into account everything that we already know about marketing as a whole, you need to set up different stages and subsequently measure their success. So on LinkedIn, we can combine, let's say, awareness and consideration in the same stage. And our KPIs that we're measuring is sort of impressions, what our unique reach is, what sort of engagements we're getting. Are people visiting our website? Are they viewing our video ads? And what percentage of the video ads are they viewing? And so on. Then we have the conversion stage, where we take the data that we've gathered in the first stage and implement additional campaigns in order to generate, let's say, free signups, marketing qualified leads, and so on. So this is the first step when the users actually share their data with us. So now we can start seeing who the users really are. And then we come to the purchase phase, where our goal is to nurture those leads, offer them demos, meetings, if they want to get some offers. And last but not least, the post-sales activities, where our goal is, of course, to support our new clients, plus utilize this sort of the funnel to try to expand and build on the existing cooperation, meaning, let's say, upselling, cross-selling, and so on. When we talk about the full funnel approach, you have to know that it doesn't mean that everything has to be done on LinkedIn. So you can utilize LinkedIn as a primary or a secondary platform. So on one hand, if you are in a space where people are looking actively for a solution that you can offer, probably a better way would be to go to Google search and so on, and then utilize LinkedIn for retargeting capabilities. While on the other hand, if you're presenting, let's say, something new, something that's better or hasn't been seen before, people won't be able to find you on different platforms. So at this point, you truly utilize the outreach based on the targeting that we can set on LinkedIn. Based on the different stages of the funnel, there are different sort of content and ad formats that we can use. So at the beginning, we try to make it as easy as possible for the users to view what we're all about. So may that be different video ads, different how-to guides, infographics, trends, reports about our company from Gartner, and so on. And the later, let's say, the more we go down the funnel, the more specific we need to get. And this specific means specific to, let's say, the functions within the company. So somebody in the IT is going to be interested in how easy the implementation would be. Somebody in marketing, how this is going to make life for their customers easy. Because then you get different facilitators that are pushing within the company to try to be onboarded on your solution. When we talk about the basic approach to LinkedIn, we can sort it out into account-based marketing and broad targeting. So this is a simple presentation. It might be different from business to business where you operate. But let's say on one hand, you have the so-called first-degree ABM, meaning the first-degree account-based marketing, where you can clearly see, okay, these are our 20 or 30 biggest potential clients. We are going to create different campaigns that are going to be specific for them, and they might be industry specific, client specific, and so on. The second one, you have the second degree ABM. LinkedIn actually enables you to connect the campaign manager either to your CRM system or utilize some sort of list uploads where you can create different targeting lists, may that be uploading directly contact information from people or directly companies, saying, okay, this is a little bigger list of companies or people. We want to work with them. This is how we're going to do it. And this is going to be our approach. While on the third possibility is, of course, targeting that is totally based on the parameters that we can use on LinkedIn. So now LinkedIn targeting. There are like 5 different segments that we can use on LinkedIn for targeting. The first one is the company parameters, meaning that everything that has to do with the company where people work. So we can target specifically by company name, company connections, meaning people connected to the people within the company. We can target company followers. We can target specific company industries and specific company sites. The next one we have is user demographics. We can target based on member gender, based on the member age, based on their interest and the groups that they're in. Let me quickly just say, member interest is linked to the data and the sort of content that they interact with on LinkedIn. Meaning that if somebody is going to be liking, commenting, clicking on any sort of post on LinkedIn that's let's say software as a service, and specifically SaaS marketing automation, we can now start targeting member interests such as SaaS marketing automation, and this person is going to be within that target group. The third one we have is user education, meaning we can target different member schools, fields of study, or degrees. The fourth one is based on the people themselves. So we can target different job titles, job functions, their job seniorities, years of experience, and member skills. And the fifth one is sort of the insight data. So this isn't actually linked directly to the targeting parameters on LinkedIn, but more to a feature called LinkedIn Insight Tag, which I'm going to be talking about a little bit later. So when targeting users, we have the possibility to select one or more filters. So on one side, we can say, okay, I want to target everybody who is working in companies with 500 more employees. Plus, I'm also additionally interested in industries, in the industry of, let's say, automotive. I don't even care if they have less than 500 employees, but I might be interested in that. So this is an or possibility. But you have the ability to narrow it down. So you can say, okay, I'm interested in everybody working in company industry automotive, but additionally, I only want to target people within companies within automotive with 5,000 plus employees. It's always suggested that you don't start with more than 3 or 4 different filter parameters in order for you to not, let's say, narrow down the target audience too much. When it comes to LinkedIn marketing solutions, let's say products, we have 4 main ones. So we have the single image ad, the video ad, the carousel ad, and the sponsored messaging. And let me just quickly hide this. Okay. In addition to these sort of content formats, we have the ability of dynamic ads. The only problem, meaning not a problem, but the only differentiator between dynamic ads and these sort of ads that we're currently seeing, that those ads can only be seen on desktop on the right-hand side column. So the majority of these ads is identical to, let's say, ads on other platforms. Maybe one that is a little bit different or specific or a little bit more premium is sponsored messaging. So at the beginning, you only had the possibility to send a sponsored message to a person with this text. You have, of course, the possibility to enter specific codes in order for this message to be, how should I put this, to be specific to each person that you're sending it to. But LinkedIn in the previous year has upgraded this with the so-called conversation ad. What this conversation ad enables you to do is sort of create a really basic chatbot solution that you can include in the message ad. Meaning that, as you can clearly see on the screen, once a user receives your message, they have the possibility to see case studies, and this link click is going to drive them to the website, or the possibility to click Tell Me More. And if they click Tell Me More, a sort of an additional message is going to open below this, and there you can have the possibility to add more and more and more buttons such as this. Specific about the sponsored messaging is that each user can only receive one sponsored message in 30 days, meaning that me and you as an individual, if we are in the target audience of the advertisers, we cannot receive more than 12 sponsored messages each year. So it's sort of quite a premium product. Okay. Now, when it comes to ad formats, we have to utilize the correct ones for different stage of the funnel that we're in. So with the text ad, because it's not utilized greatly, it may be a little bit cheaper than other ad formats. That's why we always suggest, if your target audience is big, try with text ads in addition. Give it a 10% budget of what you have, but test it out if this is working for you. And of course, the image and video ads. And the second stage is you can try using message ads, carousel ads, where you can showcase more specifics about what you're doing. And when it comes to the purchase phase, of course, we're trying to narrow it down to image, carousel, and message ads again. One thing that can be added, and this is a great benefit of LinkedIn, that can be added to different ad formats, to all of the ad formats mentioned above, is the lead gen form. What the lead gen form is a LinkedIn native form that you can set up while setting up your targeting and your campaigns, meaning that you can create an easier path for your user to give you the data that you require from them, let's say in exchange for some content that you're going to be sharing. So let's say that you have a campaign where you're promoting a specific, let's say, case study to all the people who visited your website. You are retargeting those users, create a single image, you upload the PDF file, and when the user clicks to, let's say, download this case study, a form is going to open up. And you can pre-select on LinkedIn which sort of data you want to get from them. So the basics are, of course, the first name, last name, email, the company they work with, and so on. Plus, you have the ability for them to insert different data. So you have the possibility to insert either custom questions where they have to answer, or to make it a little bit easier for them to create a drop-down menu with the possible answer that they can give you. As LinkedIn made this feature, we've seen that leads that we're generating on LinkedIn tend to be cheaper than leads that you're getting from different submission forms on your website, just because LinkedIn prefers keeping people within their ecosystem, meaning within their app. Plus, it's much easier for the user because all they have to do is click a button called submit, and that's it. If they come to your website, they have to go through inserting all the details again. And now, LinkedIn Insight Tag. So not a lot of people know about this, but this is truly amazing. So LinkedIn Insight Tag is a sort of lightweight code, pretty similar to Facebook Pixel or Snapchat Pixel. So you implement this into your page, and then you have the possibility to track what the users are doing on your website. So with the LinkedIn Insight tab, you have the possibility to create matched audiences, to retarget them, and so on. And another feature that is, and that's why I suggest everybody, even if they're not thinking about advertising on LinkedIn at the moment, I suggest for them to open the ad account, because this is the only way that they can get the LinkedIn Insight tag, implement them on their web page, because they will get access to website demographics. What website demographics is, it actually shows you the data about the people visiting your website. So it's not only people coming to your website from LinkedIn or LinkedIn advertising, it's people coming to your website from organic or any other paid activity. And you have the possibility, and then of course, through the Insight tag, LinkedIn matches the user from the website to the LinkedIn user, and it gives you the data. It's not going to tell you who exactly the person is who visited your website, but you can start filtering it out. So once you reach at least 300 website visits, you can now see, okay, these are the job titles that are mostly viewing my website. These are the top companies that are viewing my website, different industries, seniorities, locations, and so on. So it's a great insight into people who are visiting or companies that are visiting